Hey guys, I'm Zoe. I'm going to explain something about complementary angles. Complementary angles are two angles such that the sum of them gets 90 degree, like 0, 90, 30, 60, 45, 45, and so on. Okay, we were supposed to memorize just this one, sine 0 to sine 90 of 30, 45, 60, and 90 degree. Because if you know this one, you can calculate the complementary angle. If you know the sine of 0, you can calculate cosine of 90 because 0 and 90 are complementary, they are equal. 30, 60. Sine of one is cosine of the other one, okay? And 45 is equal to 45. Okay, how about when we have an angle that is not like this one? For example, 75 degree. Okay, 75 degrees is not here. How can we do that? We can write 75 as 30 plus 45 degree. Yes, 30 plus 45 degree gets 75 degree. Yes. Okay, there is a proof for this one, that when we have two angles, the sum of these angles, sine of the sum of the angle is this one. If we have two angles, alpha and beta, the addition of this one gets sine of the first one times cosine of the second one, plus. If this is plus, this is plus. Okay, cosine of the first one times the sine of the second one. This formula comes from here. If you have alpha here, for example, the sine of alpha here plus the sine of beta here, beta is this one. The sine of sum of this one from this geometric proof gets this one. But I'm not planning to show you the proof, but just you can go and find this one. This is your actually homework. You can go and do this because this small right triangle is similar to this one, and this alpha is this alpha, and you can find this. You can find sine of this, sine of this one, and addition of this gets here. If we have the difference of these two angles, we use negative here. Okay, let's do this. Sine of 75 degrees is sine of 30 plus 45. We know what is the 30 degree. We know the sine of 45 because we were supposed to memorize this one. How can we do that? Okay, we can say sine of the first one times cosine of the second one. Sine of 30 times cosine of 45. Addition is addition. Okay, and the other one is cosine of this times sine of 45, right? Sine of the first one, cosine of the second one, plus cosine of the first one, sine of the second one. Okay, how much is going to be? Sine of 30 we know. Sine of 30 is half times cosine of 40, and sine of 40 is rad 2 over 2. So far we know that, okay? Plus cosine of 30, cosine of 30 and sine 60 is equal. You know that. Times sine of 45 is rad 2 over 2. Simplify. Half times this one is rad 2 over 4 plus. This one is rad 3 times rad 2 over 4. So the sine of 30 plus 45 or 75 degree is equal to rad 2 plus rad 3 times rad 2 over 4. If you use calculator and you calculate this one, and you go and calculate direct sine of 75 degree, you find the same things, okay? But just before that, you should check your calculator, go to mode, and see if this is radian or degree. Just here we use degree, you can go to degree and come back and just find this one. Okay, for example, you can use this one, rad 2 plus rad 2 times rad 3 divided by 4 is equal to 0.96592 something. Okay, if you go this way or you go and calculate 75 with calculator, is the same thing. Okay, good. How about negative? Negative, if you have negative alpha minus beta, you use this negative sign. Okay, how about sine of 15 degree? Sine of 15 degree. 15 degrees is not here. How can we find this? Can we use these two? Sine of 45 minus 30 degree. The difference of this is 15 degree, yes? Okay, this is minus. We use the minus one. Sine of alpha, cosine of beta minus cosine of this one. Okay, sine of 45, cosine of this minus cosine of this one, sine of this one, right? Equals to sine of 15 degree is equal to sine of 45 rad 2 over 2 cosine 30 is half, right? Cosine 30 is half minus cosine of 45 sine of 30. Sine of 30 is half. Yes? Sine of 30 is, sorry, radical 3 over 2. Cosine of 30 is rad, okay, good. This one, sine of 45, cosine of 30, sine of cosine of 45, sine of 30. Yes, good. How much is going to be? The same things. This is 4 rad 2 rad 3 minus rad 2. If you go and find with this is enough. When you go and to the test and they when they say you can you have no access to calculator, this is fine. But here I can go and find this one. Sine of rad 2 times rad 2. Okay. This, and there must be 25,881. 25,881 something. You know, the sign of everything is between -1 and 1. This is okay. If you go this way, if you calculate this one, it exactly get this. If these two, if you use something, sine of something as difference of two angles that you know is okay. Addition of this is okay too. But how about something, something like this, sine of 120? Sine of 120 can be written as sine of 90 plus 30 or 60 plus 60. Yes? If you write this as 60 plus 60, sine of 120 degrees, I can write sine of 60 plus 60. What happens? Okay, 60 plus 60. This, it can be sine of 60, cosine of 60, plus cosine of 60, sine of 60, right? I can say 2 times because these are the same thing, right? 2 times of sine 60 cosine 60. 2 times cosine 60 is rad 3 over 2. Cosine this is half. Rad 3 over 2. Rad 3 over 2, the final answer. And we can conclude something here and write some formula. Sine of alpha plus alpha, like this one. Alpha, this one is with this one equal. Sine of 2 theta. Yes? Or 2 alpha. Here is alpha. What can we say? We can say 2 of, because this one and this one gets equal. 2 sine of alpha cosine of alpha. We can say the sine of double angle. If A and A is equal, we can write this one as 2 equals, which we have it. Okay, we use this one. Hope you like this kind of questions and use this one. Just, I repeat this again, just memorize this part. Sine 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. If you memorize this one, you can flip this one. This complementary to this one, complementary to this, complementary to this one, and you have this one. Tangent, actually, tangent of any angle is sine over cosine. Cotangent is cosine over sine. Or the other trigonometric function. We can use this. Okay, and see you later. And don't forget to subscribe the channel and share it with your friends. Have a good day. Bye.